Okay, you said you
Yes.
posted yours on the group.
Yes, I was now saying that like I got lost. You give us a formula that we should do an if formula to calculate a
Okay.
5%
Yes.
actual,
So,
like five
so are
percent of the
you
actual. So I was
okay?
actually lost at that stage.
Okay. One that I saw here is someone saying I did it. I didn't get the if.
Yes, yes,
I didn't
that's
watch
me.
video. I don't watch video tire, something like that,
Yes,
right?
yes. Like I've
Because
watched different YouTube
Moses.
videos to
Okay,
get it, but I didn't
Moses.
get it.
Oh, okay, Mr.
Yes.
Moses. All right. Okay, who else? Who else did it? Who else did it? Okay, someone to submitted. Probably the person is not here yet. Hmm? Probably the person is not here yet. So I just received one that the person sent to me. So, but for Mr. Moses, what about others? Mr. Yusuf, Mr. Yusuf, are you there? Okay, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yes, for me, I didn't attend the last class. So I just watched it day before yesterday, stroke this morning. So I'm still trying to,
Okay,
you
you were
know,
not able to attend the last
I
class.
wasn't able to attend the last class. So I just watched the
Okay,
video, yeah, yesterday, stroke this morning. So
okay,
please bear with me.
all right. So, um, actually, the last class, the host was lost. Like the host connected and he admitted some people into the meeting. So, but at the time, I think his system went off, and it was the one that has the access to admit people in. So I think that was the reason we tried to check a way to admit those outside at the lobby in, but we couldn't do that because the host was not available. So I think that was the constraint there. All right. Um, one of one of the uh, assignment I received, I can't remember the person's name, but he wrote here, and I think that's the name he normally use on his listing. Best way, something like that. So for Mr. Moses, I can say what you did here because um on the instruction, the instruction says that you should use 5% bonus, and then you should use maybe some columns like 5 columns and all of that. Then you should make use of the percentage and the maybe currency formats and all of that, like the naira. So you did that, but I'm not sure if what you actually did here is correct. But we'll just quickly go through it. Maybe um, I'll use the one submitted to me. I'll use it as an instance. I'll share my screen now. Then I'll use it as an instance. So you complained about um, couldn't be able to use the if statement. So we'll use it together, though that is what we'll be doing today. So, or probably maybe we can just go on and see if um, uh, 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 since we'll be talking about if statements, so you will see all of those things in action here. Probably you will still go back to the assignment. So by the time we finish this class, you you will be well grounded in what we mean by the if statement and how to use it. So you can go on with the assignment and reform your assignment so that you have to check and submit it again. All right. I think that would be best.
Yeah, all right. All right.
Okay. So, hmm, all right. Let me just. I want to make sure. So now let's go into what we have today. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Windows. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, I can see
Can you
it.
all see? All right. So let's
Yes.
go on. Today, we'll be looking at. I'll be introducing you to um, logic. So, and when we talk about logic, we are talking about how Excel thinks. So, how Excel thinks. So that will be our first segment. So after then, we'll be looking at the if function. Though actually from the assignment I gave, I have so many things that I need to check from there. Not only the if statement, but because we are going into if formula today, so that's why I'm actually hammering on it. So I need to look a lot of things from that assignment. It's like someone is in the lobby. I'm coming. I'm coming. Let me admit this person. How do we do this? Okay, I thought someone is in the lobby. Okay, let's continue. So, like as I was saying, um I said I have there are a lot of things that I want to see from the assignment, like from the instruction. So I actually instructed that you use the 5% bonus, and you should. Okay, I think I've mentioned that. So those things that we need to check. So probably maybe before the end of this class, I'll still have to talk about it so that it will be a focus on when while you are doing the maybe the correction or you are doing the update rather. So now after the introduction to logic, so we'll be talking about the if function itself. So from each if function, we'll be talking about the nested if, what it really means, and the if with and, because and is also a function, and we have what or. So it's a function, so it's still a logical function. Like it's a logic, like uh, operator. You can say it's an operator, but it's a function in Excel. So also the or, then we'll talk about the if error, how we can manage error that is gotten from the if statement. So we'll talk about that too. Then we can look at some practical exercises. So now, is anyone coming? Okay, admit. So now let's go on. Um okay, I say like the if statement. Now the if statement, it's like a logical formula that tells us how Excel thinks. So before we type a single formula, um I want to talk about this logic. This logic, it's something very important. So we'll notice that every day our brain makes logical decision without we realizing it. Sometimes you check the weather if it is raining. So if it's raining, your brain will always tell you, okay, carry an umbrella. So if it is not raining, you leave it. Probably you leave it at home and you go to where you want to go to. So that is a logical condition. Excel can do the same thing inside the formula also. So you notice that when I was saying that I was talking about the condition, like if it is raining, carry an umbrella. So you notice I'm putting that word if. So and from here you agree with me that if is a condition statement, that when if this happen, okay, it should be this, and if this doesn't happen, it should be this. So you give it uh, like I said, Excel can do all these things inside the formula. You give it a condition, like you give Excel a condition, and it makes a decision based on whether the condition is what is true or the condition is false. So let me show you maybe the simplest version first from our blank. Let's say open a blank workbook. Let's try and open a blank workbook. Maybe still on this our sheet. Let's just open a blank workbook like this. Let me open a blank workbook. All right. So are we there? Have we opened the blank workbook? Please let's respond.
Yes, we have.
Okay, please let's respond so that I will know if I should carry on or wait. Now let's go to B, or just watch me. So I'm going to type something here. I want to type a simple formula equals to 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1. Remember, if I want to type a formula, what do I do? First of all, I put equal to, isn't it? Equal to. If I write equals to 1 plus 1, if I hit enter here now, what will I get? What will I get if I hit enter?
You get 2.
Oh, okay, I'll get 2 like this. You see. So, but let's come back. Let's just reform the formula like this. So I know that I get 2 if I write 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. You agree with me? This first equals to here is showing us that we want to commit that cell as a cell where we want to write our formula. That's the meaning of this first equals to. So, and this second equals to is just like a statement that we are writing here. 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. We know that we know that it's true, right? So if I hit enter here now, what did I get here? I get true here, isn't it? So this is what it shows. What if I have maybe I come down here, I write equal to 1 plus 1 is equals to 5. We all know that 1 plus 1 is not equals to 5. So what does it show here? It shows false. So that's just this is how Excel evaluates any condition or anything that you put inside. This is how it evaluates it. Everything resolve to either true or false. So the if function uses this exact logic to make maybe decision inside formula. So now let's see, let's build this properly. Please, anyone, if you see anyone in the lobby, you can alert me. because I might not be watching that side. Okay, now let's build something like this properly. So that will lead us to our next uh segment here, which is the if function. Hmm? The if function. So let's talk about the if function. The if function has three parts. So I'll show you why we write the formula. It has the three parts. So I don't know if you have your pen um and your biro there. So you can just type, you can just write this. So I'll just dictate it. You can write it down. So though as you work on, you continue to see it, but it's good to jot down too. So when you do when you work. So this structure is what the if statement is based on. So just type is equal to, you can type as I type, is equals to if then bracket like this. You can write condition. This is you don't need to write this on the screen. Just write it in a paper. So value. So you say value if true. Then comma. You notice I'm putting comma after, I said three statements there. So then the next one is what? Value if false. So you can close the bracket. So this something that I just wrote here is like I'm not pressing enter. I'm not pressing enter. But if I want to press enter, I can just let me put this there. So that it will be like if you have something like this, what this means is the syntax. Like we call it syntax for a particular function, and we are talking about the if function. So this is the syntax. So the syntax for if function contains just three parts: the condition that you want to talk about, the value if that result actually come true, and the last one is the value if the condition doesn't come true. So that is if the condition is false. So that is what the if function is based on. It's based on these three parts: the condition, the value if true, and the value if false. So like I said, the if statement is very, very important. So it is even important in codes. So those that build code, they always use this function. And even in Excel, we use this function. If this is this, you do this. If this is this, you do this. Like if I write 5 here, make this place color green. If I write 2 here, make it color black. So something like that. Or if I write a particular name that begin with a particular letter, it should color the entire page, maybe red, and something like that. So that is what the if statement is actually all about. So like I said, this is the syntax. So when we begin to write the if function, you will see what we mean by the syntax. You will see how we can see syntax for. I think I've shown us how we can see syntax for different functions. So in plain English, if this thing is true, give me this result. That's what it means. If this thing is true, that's the condition. Give me this result. Otherwise, give me this result. That's if it is false. That is the meaning. So now let's build an example. We'll use a student result sheet. You get? let's quickly build it together. We'll use something like a student result sheet. So let's I am planning off what we have on this sheet. So how did I plan it off? I highlighted the entire page where we have our value like this. So and I click delete. You get, so that's how we do that. Now let's quickly do this together. Let's quickly do this together. So, like I said, we'll be building a student result sheet hmm, that will have names and it will have maybe their the results, what they get from probably some uh, uh, subject. Then we want to see if they pass or if they fail. So we'll be using this condition statement to bring that automatically. So as a result, what we built will be something like automated. You understand? So instead of we writing pass, looking at this the entire space and say, okay, this person passed, we type it, this person failed, we type it. No. Excel will do all that for us when we write our condition statement. Now let's quickly build this together. I believe we all are in our blank page like this. Let's quickly build this. I don't know how we can name. Okay, this is what we'll do. We'll come down. I don't know the sheet you open. Just double click on this sheet as I'm doing here now. So if you can write if if function here. Just write if function so that we'll always know that okay, this is the sheet we actually use to work on if function. No, let's go to so I don't know, Mr. Yusuf. Please, you can help us smooth. I think the sound is coming from your place. So you can help us smooth so that you don't disturb the class. All right, thank you very much. So now let's go to A1. Let's go to our cell A1. Let's type student's name like this, student's name. So we press tab on B1. Let's type score. Let's type score. So let's press enter. On C1, let's type results. Results. Okay, we might not even be putting maybe so that we don't do lots. We might not put different subject. Let's just cite results. Okay, now let's go to A2. We are building just a 3-column sheet. So let's type a name like maybe Amina. Let's type Amina. Okay, the next one, let's go to A3. That's, or you press enter from there. Let's type Chidi, or you can put any name that you like, Chidi. So I'm typing Emeka. Let's type maybe Ayomide. Enter. Okay, let me put one more, maybe Ngozi. Ngozi. All right. So for Amina, let's put maybe 72. Enter. For Chidi, let's write 45. Enter. For Fatima, okay, I didn't use Fatima. Emeka, let's type 39. 39. enter. For Ayomide, let's type 88. For Ngozi, what should we put? Let's put 61. Okay, now we have that. So look at this result. What we actually want to be on this result is that we want to know if the students pass. This is all their score, and these are their names. So we want to see if they actually pass or they fail. So, but you know, in any maybe in any settings like this, when they have maybe a score, they must have probably maybe a pass mark or a fail mark and all of that, or maybe a cutoff mark, something like that. So let's assume that the cutoff mark is 50. That is, let's say if a student have maybe a low score lesser than 50, we are not even using, you can see all of this is percentage. Okay, lesser than 50 percentage and percent. So the student does what? Fail. If it has more, or if it has 50, so we'll say what? The student pass. So how do we do this? Instead of, if we have like 1,000 rows of scores like this, do we need to come and say, okay, we'll be writing the pass fail, looking at it pass fail every time? No, we don't need it. Even this one that I'm just building is just a basic a basic way of just showing the if statement. Sometimes we have if statement that contains like plenty of logic. We will still get to that. So when we get to nested if, we'll get to that. When we have many logical condition um, that's that is associated with that condition that we are talking about. So now let's go to this result. We want to write a condition using if statement that if the score here is less than, if the score is greater than or equals to 50, we should say the student pass. Otherwise means that if it is not so, it means that the student does what? The student fail. So how do we write this condition? How do we write it? First of all, we write our equal to, because we want to write the we want to write oh, someone is saying hello from there. So I don't know if you have if anybody can just respond to the person on this, you can direct the person to come here. I think the link is there on the group. Person can click and come up here. So now you can see when I type equals to if, I already have this if statement here. So if I should select it, it brings out these brackets, and it's showing me something is up under here. This is example of what I showed to you the other time when I wrote condition, value if true, value if false. So this is what it really means. This is what we mean by the syntax. So you can see the first one here is talking about the logical test, which is the condition that we want to talk about. So the condition can be in form of maybe calculation or anything. So here you will see what we are talking about. Or it can be in form of a text. It can be in form of anything. So something, but what we make those things logical, what we make it logical is when we put some operators, and those operators are something like our something like our all of these signs like plus, minus, divide, multiplication. Then what again? We have other operators like greater than, less than, equal to, and all of that. So we even have this or that I was talking about, and I was talking about. if maybe amongst us here, if we have maybe science students, I don't know if they actually taught those things in commercial classes and all of that. So you notice that you see some which is not all those ones also they are what operators. They are logical operators that we use, like this equal to is a logical operator, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to. You see all of these things, how we can denote them in from our keyboard. So from this one now, you want to write, the first thing here is logical test. And as we've been told, logical test can be in form of maybe calculation or anything, or text. So, but for here now, what we want to say is, we want to say if this side where we have B2, we want what is here to reflect the results, to reflect here. So that's what we are trying to do here. Here we are saying this place is B2 and B2 represents 72, isn't it? So we say B2, if B2, our condition was if B2 is greater than, from our keyboard, we should learn how the greater than sign is and how the less than sign is. So you notice that on our keyboard, near the question mark key, like those keys that are on the second to the last row down. So you see near okay, between the question mark and M, you see those two keys with that symbol, greater than and less than. So the one that is at the right side is the greater than, and the one that is at the left side is the what, less than. So what we are actually looking at here is if what we have in this B2 is greater than, so to press it, you press your shift key and you press that button, greater than. If it is greater than 50, you will see this. So if it is greater than 50, so comma, we have written our logical test. This is our logical test because it's contained logical operators. What is this? So okay, so we have it contains the logical operator, which is the greater than sign in this case. So we have B2 is greater than 50. So if B2 is greater than 50, that is if 72 there is greater than 50, it should help us write this. You will notice that I am writing my quotes first. It should help us write pass. Just say pass here. So I close the quotes. Why am I putting quote here? I'm putting quote here because what I'm writing there is a text. What I'm writing there is a text. So assuming I'm writing a number, I'm putting a number there. Okay, let's say for instance now, what I want to be in the results there is if if 72 is greater than 50, then it should just write 1, or it should just write 100. So I don't need to put that 100 in a text, in a quote. So I am putting this in a quote because what I'm writing there is a text. But if it is a number, I don't need to put quotes. So put it in quotes. So comma. So remember that I said our first is the logical statement. You said we will get greater than or less than. Okay. I said our greater than and our less than. If you check your keyboard, between letter M and that question mark sign, you see two buttons between them. So I don't know how your keyboard looks like, but from my own keyboard, you see two buttons between them. The two button is one is greater than, one is less than. So the one on the right side is the greater than, and the one on the left side is the less than. Hmm? So, but if you want to type it, we have another key under, which is maybe comma and full stop under each of those key. So when we want to type full stop, we don't press the shift key. So, but because we want to type the greater than, you press the shift key. You press the shift key and the key together, not separate. You press it together, so it will bring out that something like this: shift, holding down the shift, then I press my greater than. If it is less than, I press my less than. Do you get? So that is how to do that. Now let's continue. So you notice that here now I have written my logical test, which is this. You see that when I click this logical test, is highlighting this side for me, telling me that this is logical test. Remember that after that there is a comma there. So I have put my comma also. If you look at the formula bar, you see it there. After this, you see my comma. Then after this, then I am writing if this condition that I'm talking about, if it is true, it should just write pass inside that box, inside that cell. So otherwise, so after that, the last one is if it is false. That's the last syntax. That's the last syntax. So that's the last syntax. So now let's write the last syntax there. So the last syntax there is otherwise false, otherwise fail, isn't it? So otherwise fail. So remember my quotes there. There I have single quotes and double quotes, but here I'm using my double quotes there. So double quote is what I will use. So I close the brackets, then I press enter. What happened there? You will notice that 72 is greater than 50. So that is why I am having pass up there. You can see if I come up here now, so where we have 72, and I change this 72 to 49, you see what happened. What happened there? It changed to what? To false. To fail. Do you see? It changed to fail automatically. So, but what I have here, so it means that I don't need to come here and start changing fail, pass, fail, change, start changing anything. So the result here will give me the value on this row here will give me the results on this pass because I have what? I have coded it. So this is the code that I use to get this fail and all of that. So eventually, and one more thing, look at my formula here. You will notice something. What I'm saying is, if this statement is 50, if it is equals to, if it is greater than 50, it should write pass. Otherwise, it should write fail. What if I have 50 here? You see what it will write. It will still write fail there. But the person got 50 now. Look at if I write 50 here. What happened? It's still writing fail. But the person fail. Where I will say 50 is the average mark. It means that if the person got 50, the person has passed. So now is telling me that fail. Yeah, why? So if you look at this formula here in the formula bar, you will notice that what I wrote here is if B2 is greater than 50. So that's the only condition, if it is greater than 50. But I can equally say, while they were teaching us the mathematics then, they used to say greater than or equal to, the way we write it there, those of us that did mathematics, they will write greater than, they will now put one dash under, that is greater than or equal to, that is the meaning. So if it is less than, they will write less than, they will put one dash under, which is greater than or equal to. That is the meaning. But while you are on your keyboard and you want to type something like this, you can see that that type of sign is not on our keyboard. But how do you write it? We write greater than and we write equal to. Look at it, greater than, equal to. Do you see it? B2 is greater than or equal to. That is what it means here. Look at this that I highlighted. That is what it means. If B2 is greater than or equal to, so it means that sign that I was talking about before, greater than or equal to. So this here now is telling us that if it is having to, that greater than or equal to have two conditions. Is including 50. That 50 also is included. If it is greater than or equals to 50, it means that if that thing is greater than or if it is equal to, so now, so that it should write what? Pass. Otherwise, it should write fail. It means that every value that is less, every value that is bigger or equal to, it means that if it begins from 50 upward, so it should be what? Pass. So every other one that is not part of what is from 50 upward, increasing like that, it should say it is fail. So if I click enter now, you see this place has turned to pass because of this condition that I wrote here. So this is just, if it is true, you write pass. If it is what? False, you write fail. You can see the reason I am putting my double quotes here, because I am writing text. I told us about is it something type, text type that I talked about then? So the different character that we have, like I said, we have decimal, we have integer, we have date, we have numbers, we have text. So all of this, anytime we are writing anything other than number, and we want it to show, we'll put it in what? In quotes like this. So that is that. Now, what we do is we just do what? We drag down from C2 to what? To C6. So you can see now that we got our what? Our result here. You can see 45 is a fail mark, 39 is fail, 88 is pass because it's more than 50, 61 is pass because it's more than what? Is more than this. So if I drag this thing beyond this place, why do I have fail here? Why do I have fail there? Because it is assuming that this place is any other thing. Remember I said from this formula, if B7 is greater than or equals to 50, that I should write pass. That is the only condition that I put there, that I should write pass. So otherwise means that any other thing that is here, it should be failed. Even if there is nothing there, it should be failed. You understand? Even if there is nothing there, or zero, or I just, if I type my name there now, it will still be fail. You see, it will still be fail. Okay, why do I have pass here? I'm writing pass. I'm having pass here. So I said if bit 7 is greater than or equals to 50, you should write pass. Why am I having pass here? Okay, so let's go on. So, but I'm talking about number here. I don't know why it is writing pass here. It's meant to be fail because I said any other thing should be what? Fail. Like my name is any other thing. You understand? My name is any other thing. So if I write 54 here, it will put pass there. If I write 11 here, it will still write fail there. Is that clear? So that is that. Now let me quickly teach us the comparison operator.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay. Please, this algorithm that you wrote down, the if 50 is greater than, I mean, why we're
Is
typing
a
it,
fun
are we meant
is a
to
function
space it?
formula.
Okay, the
What is
formula.
it? Yes.
Are we meant to space it? Because I've been trying it here to replicate what you just did, and I don't know, is bringing an error message for me.
What
I've
is it
deleted my,
bringing? What is
I've
it
deleted
bringing?
it, and I'm trying to redo it again.
Do it
I don't
again.
know. That was why I
So
asked that. Do you space the formula, or you just
no, I
to
don't. I don't even need. I don't need to space it. Even if I don't. Even if I space it. Even if I don't space it, it will. It will. It's okay. Let me see. Where did you begin? Look at where my mouse is. Are you having the same thing I am having here? One, two, three, at this side.
yes,
Because
yes.
you may be typing B2 like I wrote here, and what you are referencing from here is not B2. You can you if you look at this name box. If I click this
I'm
50
on
now,
C2. I'm
you
on
are on what?
C2. Yeah.
You are on C2, and
Yes.
your 50 is B2. You can see B2 here. Is B2, right?
Yes.
So, and you
Yes.
are writing this formula. Do you put equal to there first?
I started with equal to. I think I've
Okay.
known
Yeah,
that.
tell me what you wrote. Tell me every character that you typed there. You can check
If
from, okay,
if
from
bracket
your own side.
open,
Okay.
yes, B2
Mm-hmm.
is greater
Mm-hmm.
greater than
Mm.
50.
Okay.
50,
Mm-hmm.
comma,
Do you put comma? Okay.
yes, comma,
Mm-hmm.
then
Quotes. Double
quote,
quotes.
double
Mm-hmm.
quote, pass,
Okay. Pass. Then you close the
then
double
quote
quote again.
open,
Okay. Then comma with your fill. Did you close the bracket?
then comma,
Mm-hmm.
comma, then quote open, fill,
Mm-hmm. Fill. Then comma.
fill.
Then you close the
Okay,
bracket
fine.
and you
Okay,
click
type
enter.
comma then quote. Are you saying comma before quote?
Yes, the comma will come before the other quotes. Remember, comma separates the syntax, each of the syntax. Like this one now, if I click it, you see this is the first in syntax, and you can see a small comma under here after test. You can see a small comma. That's what is indicating this comma that I have here after my 50. So the same thing with this value if true. You get it. I have after value if true, I have comma. Then after then I have what value if false. Is it clear? So when you
Yes.
did that, did the result come out fine?
Is I don't know. Maybe I should snap what is showing
Okay,
and
snap
send
it and send it so that we'll continue. You can snap it and send it.
Hello, sir. On my
Yeah,
side, yes, sir, I
yeah.
did it just the way you did it.
Okay.
That's in the formula. But
Yeah.
on my 72 as a score, I have pass. The issue I'm having is that on my 45, I'm still having
Mm.
pass. Why on my 88, I'm having fail. And I think I follow the formula into two,
Okay.
and I did the
So
drag down.
you can also snap your own. But I want you to do something before you snap.
Okay.
Okay. How do we say show formula? Let's come to this formula.
No, we
You
can
come to
put
this.
the
Okay, I'm coming. If pitch is greater than pass, fail. Okay. Oh, okay. This is what you have. You can just click. You can click OK. Just click OK, and it will come out fine for you.
Sorry, are you referring to me?
The person that sent this,
Okay.
Dr. Are.
Okay.
Mm. Just press OK. I think it's not an error. It's just telling you that okay, it's just notifying you. We found a problem with the formula. Then try clicking insert function on the formula tab to fix it. Okay. Not typing to type a formula. Okay, just type, just press enter again and see what comes from there. I can
It's
see
showing the
from
same
this
thing.
place it's showing the same thing. Okay. Check if there is no okay, B2 50 greater than. Okay, check in front of this equal to if there is no space. If there is no space before you start typing, just press escape. Press escape first. Then you now type or delete what you have there and retype it quickly.
Okay.
Just delete it and retype it quickly.
If bracket
Let's do fast.
B2, so B3, C2 is greater than 50.
Remember the type of bracket you have to use is just the open and close brackets, not the curly brackets or any other thing.
Yeah, that's what I've been using.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And did you type the if? You type the if state. You type everything there, right? Or you selected the if from the formula.
No. I typed it.
You typed it. I hope you are not
Yes.
mistaking letter I for L. No, small
No,
letter
no,
L and
no,
capital
no,
letter I is the
no, no.
same thing. Okay. So, and I hope there is no space before you write the equal to.
There is no space. There's no space.
All right. When you do that, it should come out fine. So, because this is what we have here, you've written your equal to if is correct. Now, what about the other person? Okay, let me see. You said your own formula. The formula is saying this. If, okay,
It's still displaying the error message.
okay. So for the other person, let me quickly address this. For the other person, you will notice that, look at where your mouse is, that on that 72. On 72.
Yes.
Yeah. Though, because we use, okay. If you notice the sidebar, you have 4 there. You Are you following?
I'm following you.
Who is only B? Only B.
No, I'm not. I'm not only
Yes,
B.
I'm following you. I'm with you.
Okay. If you look at the formula bar here now, you are clicking on that pass. You click, that's where you write your formula pass. Where we Amina 72 pass. But if you look at what we have there, that pass is that 72 is B4, but you are typing B3. So you are actually referring to score, where we write score for your B3 that you are writing there. Is that clear? Am I
Sir.
making
Yes, I
sense?
yeah. Yeah, I think
So
so. Yeah. Yes.
your mistake is that is why it's always good instead of you to type all those B2, B3, just select that cell. So like me, when I was doing this, I just type my equals to if.
Okay.
So when I see my if statement, I select it from the drop down instead of typing it so that it just let me put my bracket. So I don't need to do that. I just select it by clicking it. So it writes it for me automatically. Then I just use my mouse to select 72. So if you select 72 there, what you will be having there is B4, not B3. You actually type it by saying B3, and that B3 is referring to B3. B3 is where we have score, SCORE. You understand?
Mhm.
So that's where you are referring to. So that if score is greater than or equals to 50, which is that score that you wrote there, that I should write pass. And that's not what we want to see. What you want to refer is that 72, 45 for each of the respective rows. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, you know
Yeah, it's
what to
clear,
do
sir.
now, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
So, Miss Dr. Are, I don't know if you can clean up what you have on that row and type it again.
I've repeated it. I've done the
Hmm?
same thing. When you still the error message still
Okay.
kept popping up.
Okay, the error message is still coming. Okay, do this. Type select it the way I explained to uh, Olibi instead of you typing everything directly. Just write equals to if you clean everything, delete everything, click on another cell. Then you now come and click on the cell again. Then you write equal to if. Then you select from the drop down and select 72. Then you write greater than 50. I hope that is fine.
Okay, I'll
So
try
just do
that. If
that.
it doesn't work,
You
no problem.
see.
We can go ahead. I'll watch
Okay.
the recording.
Okay. So you can just try that. Let's continue. So I want to quickly um maybe I'll just paste this here so we can look at it. What those things really means. Greater than means not equal to and all of that. Or maybe as we go on, we can skip that. What I'm trying to say is like my equal to this one means equal to this means equal to this means greater than, I mean this means less than. This one means greater than. This means less than or equal to. And this means greater than or equal to. So this greater than or equal to means that what you want to put in front is inclusive. Inclusive, like it is including that number. Like we said, greater than or equals to 50. It means that we are including 50 among the true condition. You understand? Among the results, if it is true. So we are including that 50. But if I just say only less than, it means that everything that is less than 50, everything that is less than 50, it means that 49, it begins from 49. I mean from 49, if it is less than, and downward like that. You understand? So, and we have another one. We have this one, greater than. This one, if you type this, what does it mean? It means not equal to. Not equal to. Just like in mathematics, when we type equal to, we now put a slash on that equal to. That is what it means that not equal to, but it doesn't have that letter. So this is the way we write it. We write less than and equal to facing each other. You understand? I mean, less than and greater than facing each other. That's what it means. Look at these six operators now. Hmm? They are operators that we use to compare two things together. So these six are the building blocks of every logical formula you will ever write. All these six, something logical. Hmm? So other ones that we'll be talking about is our and or. So now, so um let's quickly do another one. Let's quickly do what we did here. Our output here is text, you can see. So let's do another one that will give us maybe number. Like our output will be number. Let's say you want to calculate a bonus, not just maybe label like pass, fail, and all of that. Want to calculate bonus. Hmm? Let's come to this D1. Let's write bonus. Now enter. So like the assignment that I gave you, remember I gave you a formula. I gave you this formula here that you should use a particular formula for what you have built. But now you see, let's quickly do it. What we want to do is that if the student passed, that is, if the student score 50 or above, they get 10% of their score as bonus points. You understand? Otherwise, they should. Otherwise, what they get is 0. Now, let's quickly do something like that. I don't know. As I explained, do you get what I just said? I said from here now. I say if the student passed, like you know the condition for a student to pass. Like if the student gets 50 and above, that's the meaning of when the student pass. The student gets 50 and above, the student pass. So now on this bonus here now, we will now say they get what? 10% of their score. Remember, 10% of their score is not just we'll come and write 10% here. No. Of their score. It means I will say 10% times what they score. Like for instance, for this one, I will now say 10% times, for the recalculation, 10% times 50. Or we say 50 times 10 over 100. That's 10%. You know, 10% is 10 over 100. You understand? Now, let's do something like that. And you know, if you want to write number, if you don't want to write 10%, we write what? 0.1. That is in decimal. You understand? 0.1. If it is 20%, it's 0.2. You understand that? 50% is 0.5. Like that. 5% is 0.05. Do you understand? So like that. So now let's write this formula. Come to D2, write this formula is equals to if I just type I, you see this thing comes out. I will use my mouse to select. Do you see anything that comes out? You didn't see. Do you see anything that comes out from the hello?
No, nothing is coming out.
Okay. It's like okay. Okay, just see if it will come out from your own end. If you type equal to, if you type I, you will see that drop down. Just select if. I just double clicked it now. You see what happened? It's right if, then the bracket. So from here now, where do I want to? I want to write this formula B2. I want to say B2 is just like the formula we wrote the other time. B2 is greater than or equal to 50. You can see that I didn't even type this B2. I only selected it from here. I selected this 50, selected it from this place. And it's giving me this 50 that I'm writing here. Oh, let me just, so that it will not confuse us. Let me put 57 here. so that it will not confuse us from our formula. Okay, the formula is equals to if, all right, if, then logical formula, I say B, you can see that I selected this B2, then I type greater than, greater than or equal to, then I type 50. So that is the main condition. Remember, that is the main condition. That any number that is greater than or equal to 50, that's the main condition. That it should do what? It should, what do I want to write there? I want to say it should calculate something for me. It should calculate 10% of the actual score. 10% of what? Actual score. Is that either I say what's the actual score? What's the actual score? What's happening? Sorry. What's the actual score? The actual score is 57. So if I select it again, sorry, I was actually writing the formula from another sheet. So that's why it's giving me that. So it's equals to if this is greater than or equal to 50, then comma, the next one is I want to calculate something. Like I want it to give me 10% of my actual score. So I am saying B2 is my score. Then multiplied by, remember what I'm doing, multiply by 10%. What's 10% in fraction? I can say 0.1, isn't it? Then this is if the statement here is true. Remember what we want to say. If the student pass, that if the student score 50% or above, I mean, if they score 50 as the mark or above, they get 10% of their score, like a bonus. You understand? So 10% of their score is this. Their score multiplied by 10%. If this condition is true. So otherwise, if it is not true, you should just cite 0. So if I click enter or I close the bracket and click enter, you see what I get here. This is actually 10% of the score here. So if I drag this thing down, you see that those ones that have failed, we have 0 there. Do you see? Those ones that have failed, they didn't get any bonus. So you agree with me that this is the bonus that this person that owns this mark, Amina, this is the bonus that he got. So if we have to do a total and calculate it, they will be getting what? 57 plus 5.7. That will be their score. But for these ones that fail, because they don't have any bonus, because of the formula that we've written here, is that clear? Is it clear? Is that logic clear?
It's clear. It's clear.
So I'm not hearing anybody.
But for me, I can hear you.
Please, let's
Hello?
talk now.
It's clear. It's clear.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
clear. It's fine.
Very clear.
Okay, do we get it? Do we get it? Because I will just leave you for a while to quickly do some modification from your own and try to see what you get. I don't know, the Dr. Are, have you been able to resolve what you were trying to get?
For me, though my battery power is also low, so I've closed my laptop. I'm just watching and hoping that I'll watch
Watching. All right.
the recording and do it properly.
All right. All right. Don't worry. You get it. You get it when you watch the recording and follow every step. You get it from there. Okay. Now, for others, I want you to just quickly go through what we did and see if you have any challenge so that we can just go on. because we still have a lot to cover. This is almost 7. Can we go? I'll just give you like 2 minutes to check your work, to modify it, to see the formula, to see where we have. Okay, from this formula now, you notice that when I drag down, if I come to the other formula here, what happens? So I see B3 here, I see B3 here. If I come here, you remember this place, look at my mouse. This place is B3. This is B3, where my mouse is. Hmm? This is B3, this is B3. Can you see? So if I come down here, I'll see B4. This is B4. This is B4. You will notice that the reason why I can see when I drag down, when I drag from B2, I was in B2 before, but when I drag down, I begin to see B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B8. Do you get? So that's what I begin to see. We did something in our last class when we talked about absolute referencing and what? And relative referencing. So who can tell me what example of referencing is this? That I'm getting my B2 as I drag down from B here, I'm getting B2, B3, B4 from this formula. From this formula, what type of reference is this?
Absolute referencing.
Anyone else? Anybody? Be any other person?
It's absolute.
Oh,
Absolute.
this is not absolute. No,
Oh,
this
sorry,
is not
not
absolute.
absolute. This is the relative
This
referencing.
is relative
The absolute.
referencing. I told you that in absolute referencing, what we do in absolute referencing is, though nobody will come and ask you what type of referencing is this, but I just want you to know the difference between absolute and relative. So relative, when we say relative, something in relation with this is going in relation with this one, in relation with this one. You understand? As this one increases, this one too is increasing. As this one is increasing, this one too is increasing, like that. You understand? So, but if we say relative, I mean, if we say absolute means that we have we have introduced a sign in front of it. So that sign will be used to lock that particular maybe number. If we want to reference this place now, want to reference it in other places, and we don't want to say if we go down, this what we have here also should go down. If we go down again, what we have here also should go down. So we'll just lock that place. So locking that place means that we don't want it to shift. Even if we go down or we go anywhere, we don't want it to shift. We want it to be like, we want it to still refer to that place. So that is how we now use what? We'll now use our what? Dollar sign to do what? To lock it. We use our dollar sign to lock both the row and the column, or lock the column, leave the row, or lock the row and leave the column and lock the row, or what? Lock both of them. So when we don't lock it, just like this one, you can see that we didn't lock the row and we did not lock the what? The column. We didn't lock the column, sorry, and we did not lock the what? The row. The row is the number. So this one, it means it is what? Is a relative referencing. When we have absolute reference can be of three types. Either we lock both of them, where both of them will be having something like this. Look at my mouse. I'll put my keyboard. I'll put this sign. Have you seen it? When I do something like this, I am locking both the row and the column. So it will neither shift to this side or shift to down or up or left and right. So, but if I do this, you can see that this one is what? This one, I'm locking only the column. So I'm leaving the row. So it means that if I am going down, that B will be what? Will just be like that. But 2 will be increasing because I did not lock 2. 2 will change to 3 if I go down. If I go down again, to change to 4. You understand? Because I did not lock it. So there are some cases where we need to do something like that. Do you get? So now, can we continue? So the next one we'll be talking about is nested if. Do we have any problem? Anybody? Please, let's talk. Do we have any problem before we go on?
For me, I'm just following. So hoping that
Okay,
I'll.
okay, okay. So if sorry, who is Aramide?
Yeah, I'm the one, sir.
Okay, I've not heard your voice since. Are you following?
Yes, I'm following.
Okay, I hope you don't have any issue. Okay, so if there is no issue, we can just go on. So the next one we have on our segment is the nested if. What do we mean by nested if? Nested if is when we have multiple conditions that we want to place inside each other. So now we go one level deeper from the real normal if. So when you stack conditions into one condition, we call it what? Nested if. This is always used when we have to use some kind of plenty of conditions. Like, for instance, now let's say we want to grade our students, we want to grade them properly, not just pass or fail, but we want to use A, B, C, D, or F for them. So we want to use the grading system, like 70 and above is A, represents A. 60 to 69 represents B. 50 to 59 maybe represents C. Or we say 40 to 49 represent D. And anything below maybe 40, anything below 40, we say is F. You understand? So we can use the nested if. That is, it is still if statement, but we will now put if statement inside another if statement. So that is what we mean by nested if. And thank God for Excel. Excel does upgrades every now and then. They do upgrading by adding more function. So I think we have some function. If I type this equals to if, you will see what I have here. Look at, I have this if, I have ifs. These ifs here now is used for multiple conditions. You see, if I check this now, I'll say check whether a condition is met and return one value if true and another value if false. For if I come to this one now and I read this, check whether one or more conditions are met and return a value corresponding to the first true condition. So we have this if statement that is used instead of doing nested if. You understand? But for that nested if, we'll still talk. Let's still talk about it instead of yeah. Let's do something. Let's click on let's still work on this sheet. Let's click on E1. Let's type grade. Type grade on E1. Then click E2. That's down. So let's type this condition. I want to type this condition there. So when we type it, I'll now explain it for us. So let's type is equals to. So just as I'm calling it, just type it is equals to if, and select the if. from this drop down. Then B2, can select cell B2, which is that 57. B2, where type greater than, equal to 70. 70. I think you can see my screen. Then comma, what happened? You see, I've typed my logical test here. So the next thing for me to type after the comma is what? Value, if it is true. The value that I want to show, if this B2, if what I have inside B2, you know, this thing means that I can come here and change this score here to something else. So if I change this score here to something else, now it will impact with using this formula. You understand? So I want it to be dynamic. I don't want it to be static. So that is why I am referring to B2 instead of writing 52 there direct, because I can come here anytime and change this my B2 value to anything, just like I changed it the other time that I put 50 there, I put 49. You understand? So now value, if it is true, is what? I want the value to come out as A. You see that I am putting the quotes because A is a text. You get? Then I put my comma. The last thing here is what? That I should type what value do I want to come out if it is false. So this is where you will now be seeing the magic in if, nested if. That's I want to type another if statement there. The if statement that I'm typing there now, from that if statement and everything I'll be typing down will be like my if the value is false. You understand? Now let me type if again. Oh, sorry. So if select the if statement, it opens another bracket. So this one is also writing its own condition again. Let me select this B2 again, then greater than or equals to. Remember that what I want to do is that I want to say if the score is above 70, it should write A. If it is above 60 but less than 69, I mean, if it is greater than 69, if it is greater than 60 but less than 69, it should type B for me. So here now, I am saying if it is greater than or equals to 60, sorry, if it's greater than or equals to 60, 60. So I write comma again. I put this B. Don't worry, you get to understand all these things as you go on. Then comma again. Remember I am saying nested if. I am nesting if inside if. It's just like a bird sitting down inside the nest. I am putting an if statement inside another if statement. So again, I have finished this. Let me type another if statement because I have plenty of condition here. So here, B2 again, B2 is greater than or equal to what? Is greater than or equals to 50. If it is greater than or equals to, this one is 50. I am on the third part where we have 50 to 59. Any score between 50 to 59, it should give me C. It should give me C. So comma, it should give me what? C. Should give me what? C. So comma. So the next one here is if, again, the next one I'm writing, the statement that I'm writing again is if this one is 40, between 40 to 49, so which is B greater than or equal to what? 40. You see that I'm not even typing those 49, 59, 69 because it will obey all those ones that come before it. This one is A. If it sees that this one is 70, this one that have from this one will now obey from 60 to 69. You understand? This one will obey from 50 to 59. This one will obey from 40 to 49. I hope it's clear. So, comma, it might look like it is not clear, but don't worry. As you go on, you get it more. You get it more. You can't don't expect to get everything at once. So when you go on, even you might not even uh you might not know when everything will just start sinking. So, but when you continue to work, so what happened here? Instead of writing another function that when I get below 50 and below 40, you should put F. You don't need that. I'll just say the condition for this one is if B2 is greater than if B2 is greater than or equals to 40, you should write G. Otherwise, you should write what? F. You should write F. You can see. So when I now close this bracket, you see that I have many if statements open. So I can count the if statement so that I can close my bracket. Look at this bracket now. I am closing it here. So the next if here, the next if at this place, I'll close the bracket again. The next if at the back here, I'll close the bracket again. And this last one here, I'll close the bracket again. Do you see? Do you see it? So when I hit enter, you see that the grade that I have for 57, remember I said 70 and above, we write what? A. 70 and above, we write what? A. I wish I just type, I wish I just have something like this so that you can see what I'm trying to say. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say 70 and above, 70 and above, 70 and above, A. So 60 to 69, B. So now 50 to 59. You might not type this, I'm just showing you. So 40 to 49, we have G. So I think anything below, I didn't even put E. So anything below 40, maybe anything below 40, like from 39, it should be F. So this is what I'm trying to achieve here. So now that is the formula that I've written here. You can see that's the formula that I've written up here. So now what I have here next is to drag this down. If I drag this down, I hope everybody knows how to drag this down now. If I drag this down and you come here to come and start confirming, okay, this person got 45. What is he supposed to have? D. If you look at this place, 40 to 49, that is 45 is between them. So the person score D. Again, this person scored 39. This person is what? Is below 40. So we have F. And this one score what? 70 and above is A. 70 and above score A. Do you get? Now 54 and 54 as is in between here. So we have what? C. He got C. And 11 got F because he's below F. I hope it is clear. So that is now if I come to this where we have 39 now. Remember we have F here. if I come to this place where we have 39, we have F here, we have fail here, and we have what? C. Let's say, for instance, now Emeka now came back and said, my teacher, you did not mark a so amount. The teacher now say, oh, sorry. The teacher now mark again, and he scored probably maybe 70. You see what happens? This fail will change to pass. This 0 will change to a bonus of 10% of 70, which is 7.0. Now, this F will now change to what? A, because 70 and above, that is 70 included and above. If I say enter, you see what happens here now? I have 70, I have pass, I have A. You can see all these things. This thing is now what? Dynamic. For me to just change only this place, every other place will be what? Will be affected. Instead of me going to change everything one by one again. You understand? So that is what we mean by nested if. When you get home, or when you are alone, when you are studying, just go through this formula again. So going through this formula, if you select this place, you can click this place as logical test. You see this place that I click as logical test. You know, we have plenty logical tests here, but for this if here is selecting only this place. So this place is logical test. Now the value, if it is true, you will see to mark this only A, is marking only A. Now if I select value, if it is false, it will mark from here down to this place. It assumes that for this if statement here, if function here, assume that this is logical operation, and this A is the value if it is true, and every other one from here down here is the value if it is false. You see, if I should select value if it is false, you see what happens. You see what happens. Value, because I selected this if statement is what I select, not this one. If I select this one, it will still give me if statement, but it is talking about this one. So, but for this one now, I'm saying logical test, value if it is true, and value if it is false. You see, it's highlights all of this from this place. So when you get home, just check all of these things, check it again. You get to understand them. You get to understand them better. So that is that. So the most let me quickly include the most common nested if mistake is mismatch. That's the bracket that I said will include. Is the mismatch bracket. So how can you do that? Just count your closing bracket. You need one closing bracket for each if statement. Do you understand? Sorry. You need one bracket. Any if statement that is open, you need one bracket to close it. You need one bracket to close it. You need one bracket to close it. So if maybe on the way you made mistake somewhere, you see the value will be coming as a mistake for you. It will be showing that dialogue that we saw from that a dialogue will just come out telling us that there is a mistake there. So you need just one bracket for each. Now in our formula we have like 4 ifs. You can see that we have 4 closed brackets. So if Excel shows you a green triangle, like something like hash value, so hash value error, it's an error. So we have a way of maybe getting off errors in Excel, especially the if errors, when we have if statements and that's coming as error. So it depends on the error that is coming. So And again, Excel has a color code. I think with the, if I click on this place now, you can see the colors here. Every bracket, every open bracket. This first one now, this first one now is a black. You can see the bracket close here is a black. If you look at the second one, is red. You can see the close bracket is red. If you look at the third one, this one is purple. You can see the purple close bracket. The last one here is a green. You can see the green bracket. All of those. You can even use the color code to do what? To know the bracket that is still not closed or that is open. So that is that. So should we continue so that we do the rest tomorrow, or how should we do that? So if we'll do the rest tomorrow. Okay, let me hear from you. Should we continue? So if we continue, we'll just have to end the class probably by 7:30. Let me hear from you.
Hey, we can continue ahead by that 7:30. Fine.
Oh, all right. So let's quickly talk about maybe the is it okay, let's talk about and or statements together with this thing. So I don't want it to be too cumbersome with what you just learned today, because I think this if statement is somehow like you might be looking at it, this thing is somehow. So to now add another thing, though what you're adding is not something difficult, so I can just bring it up.
Let's go. Then, sir, let's go and digest this thing. If we are doing another formula, so it will be cumbersome or confusing, so to say. So let's go and
Okay,
digest
okay,
it. This
okay.
is
Let's do this. Let's do this. I'll just keep, just for now. I'll just keep the and or, because I want to include the and or. You know, I said they are logical statements also. I want to include it into this if function, but we'll still do it. I'll just skip it for now so that we'll go to the next one. So we'll come back to it, but not today. But I just want you to understand this if statement. Then when I bring the or and if, you know what the or, what it does, what and what's the and, what it does. Hmm? So we'll look at the last one here, the if error. So like I said, the if error, let's quickly use 15 minutes together to do that. So the if error handles mistakes. You understand? It handles mistakes. You say it handles mistakes gracefully. So um so one of the formula that will still be, because the if error, you see, this is it. If error. Let me type it so that you see it. If error. This is how it is. If error is also a statement. I think you will have been seeing it. If I type is equals to, then I say if, you see, you can see this is the second one on the list there from your own side. If you type if equals to if, you will see it is the second one. So if I select it, this is if error. So it also has its own syntax, and the syntax is value, then value if error. So that is its own syntax. So you see the way we do it, we will work with it. Like I said, um uh it's um it's let me say this is one it's a function that is somehow it's important, especially when we are using the if function. You understand? Now let me see a scenario that we can actually use the if function, because this is it. Many times when we write formula, we always get an error. So, but if you want to undo that error, there is a way to undo error so that you know that the error will always pop out. Mm? But to undo that error, we can use the what if error, especially when we are using if statements. Do you understand? So let's create a scenario. Mm, let me shift this place away from here so that I'll use. Let me delete this one. So let's go to I1. Mm, yeah, let's type score. This. Okay, I'll be using something like divide. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's say, let's type score. Okay, type score in small letter. Score per, and I've not used any subject, but just type score per subject. I want to divide. I'll just divide it by 3 as if we have 3 subjects. Okay. Score by subject. On I, go to I column I. Type score by subject as the heading on I1. So go to I2 and type is equals to, let's type equals to and select B2, which is that 57 there. You now say divided by, you know how to write divide now. Divide is that sign under question mark. Is that sign under question mark. So divided by 3. You can see that I'm trying to divide 57 by 3. So I want the results to come there. So the score is divided by 3 subjects. So if I have it like this, I have 19. So if I drag it down from here like this, what do I get? This is what I get from there. Do you get it? You get it?
No, sir.
Okay. This is the formula that I wrote there. The formula is B2 is equals to B2 divided by 3. Then enter. And this is B2. B2 is 57 here. This whole column B. This column B. This is where you have B2. This Amina. Do you get? This Amina. So then I'm dividing by 3 now. It's just like I'm saying 57 divided by 3 because I'm referencing B2 from here. This is B2. I reference B2 inside this place, from this place where I put my mouse. So now when I get the first one, I just did what? I drag down. I drag down. So me dragging down, I get this. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
So now let's quickly do this. Let's delete um let's delete where is Emeka's score. Let's delete Emeka's score. Look at this Emeka score. It's 70, isn't it? Let's delete it. Let's just press delete. We'll put our mouse on that Emeka 70. Then you press score. What do I have here? I have 0. Do you understand? Hmm?
Yes, sir. We understand.
Okay. I have 0 there. So I expected this one to give me 0. I'm looking for something that will give me 0 divided by. Okay. Yeah. It's not giving me this value. It's just giving me 0. Okay. Let me write 0 here and write enter. Um, mm, 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 mm. Wait, is equals to 0 divided by 5. Okay, is equals to 5 divided by 0. This is what I want. I want something to give me this value, div. So 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 it means it is any number divided by 0 that will give me div error. Okay. Mm, how do I do this? Okay, let's do something like this. Look at this one. Let's say I'm not putting an heading here because I can't think of anything from here. Let's just say from H, I say is equal to this one here, this one here, divided by my score, like the bonus divided by my score. What do I have here? I have 0.1. Now, let's now drag down here. So you can see what happens here. What happened here? I have my div error at this place. Do you get? This is actually what I want to get from this place. That I'm trying to do, but I know that it will not give, this one will not give me because I'm dividing what is under is 3. 0 divided by 3 will still give me 0. But I wanted a number dividing by 0. So which is here. You can see this is the 0 here. So a number here is dividing by 0. You understand? So I have div error here. So div error. How do we undo this div error? You don't want this this division error to come outside. So what we'll do from here is we'll add if error to this formula here, up here. So let's say, let me clean up this formula. Let's clean up this place. So let's come here and say is equals to if error. If error. Remember from that place, we have, when we did the calculation, we have this division error there. So we want to undo that because we don't want to get that division error again. So what we have here is if error. What is our value? Our value here is a calculation where we say this one, which is D2, our bonus, divided by our actual score. So, comma, because this is an error and if error handler. So we have written our value as this. So the next thing is comma. Then we want to write what it should bring out if this error actually comes on. What should it bring out? It should just show 0 instead of showing that error. So when I press enter, this one doesn't even have it before. But if I drag down like this one that has it the other time, you can see that it no more have it because I have included the if error here to undo the division error that will be there. Why do we always have division error? We always have division error if 0 is dividing any number. Do you get? If 0 is dividing any number, that is, if we say a number divided by 0, if 0 is the denominator, we'll be having what? A div error. So just like I said, is equals to 6 divided by 0. Is it like this? If 6 is dividing 0, we'll have that. But why am I not having this one? Why? This one too is supposed to give me division error. Supposed to give me division error. So why do I have this here? I'm coming. This place is supposed to be division error because this number here. Oh, okay. This number here this place is the denominator. Okay, it's correct. This place is now the denominator because I'm saying this one divided by this one. It is because of this zero that we have here that made this place to be what? Give error. But I have used what? I have used the error, if error function to do what? To handle it. So that's why you can see that any number that I now put here, it is because of this zero that I put here that is making it have zero here. Now, what if I say I don't want zero to come outside? I want something like nothing to be on that page. Instead of zero, I'll just put double quotes. I'll put double quotation there. That double quotation, I'll put double quote 2 times. So it means that nothing is there. So if I put a space in between here also, it means that what I want to be there is just a space. Do you get? So if I type enter here now, and I drag this thing down, this place where we have if error will be blank. This place where we have if error, you will see that it will now be what? It will be blank. What happened? Sorry, Jerry. I'm trying to drag down. Do you see? Do you see? Because I did not put zero here. I put what? I put space bar. Space bar. It means that what we have here is space bar. Or if I don't want it to be space bar, if I want it to be nothing, I can just close up this minus, enter. It's still the same thing. Do you understand? So that is that. And why do we have this button coming out? Because the formula that I use from here is different from what I have here. What I have here is different from here because this all other ones are double what they have space bar in between. They have space in between, but here doesn't have space. That's why I can see this thing. The formula is not consistent. That's what it's telling me here with this yellow button, yellow what do you call it? Yellow signal that is showing to me. So, but let's just hold on to something like this. So that is how we use what? The if error function to what? Undo any what do you call it? Any if error function, if error any error that is caused by any error. You remember the if means a condition. It's telling us that if there is error, when we do this calculation, give us this result. That is the meaning of that. So I will say we have come to the end of the class. So maybe I'll post, let me quickly post, okay, I'll post an assignment. Normally it's meant to be an exercise, a practical class exercise. So on what we have learned. So I will just post it so that you replicate something like that. Something we did in the class. So you replicate something like that. So please, I beg you, try as much as possible to do this one. So the assignment is something to evaluate you and to see how well you have been doing in the class as per what we have learned previously from previous classes and all of that. So if you do this, you can you can be able to evaluate yourself also and say, okay, I'm trying, I'm getting this, I'm doing this. It is all these tasks that you are doing that will make you understand that, okay, yes, I'm getting this, I'm getting this. Even if no one is evaluating what you are doing, you will know that I'm still having problem in this part. I'm still having problem in this part. Let's try as much as possible to follow up and do all our assignments. So by God's grace, maybe before today ends, probably before tomorrow. Okay, let's say before today ends, I'll post this um assignment for us so that we can be able to practice. And don't forget all those ones that we've been doing also. Don't let it to pile up. Everything we've learned, just implement it on it. Like our last assignment now, try to implement what we've learned, try to implement it on it. So I will call the class a day, and by next class, we'll just continue from where we stop, and probably we can look at the assignment together and do all the needful before we go to any other thing that we have in our next class. All right. Thank you very much for your attentiveness. We'll meet in our next class. Please, if you have any question, you can send it on the group. So I'll try as much as possible to answer it. If I'm not able to answer you personally, maybe we can answer it together in the class. All right. Thank you very much. You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right. Good night. Have a nice night rest.